There's breaking news coming in right now. Indian markets have opened in red for a second day in a row today. Sensex opened at 33,578 points. This was down by more than 1,200 points in the initial trade. Now Sensex crashed more than 3%. Nifty was down by more than 371 points, opening at 10,295 points. Asian indexes tumbled, mirroring massive losses seen in the last session when the Dow Jones witnessed the worst crash in history. Now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbled to 1,075.21 points, or 4.6%, to close at around 24,345.75. which is breaking below the 25,000 level, and Japan's Nikkei also slipped more than 4.9% as stocks across sectors pulled back. Automakers, financials and technology names were lower in the morning. Well, most call it the terrible Tuesday for Indian markets. The third day in a row, the markets are down. And joining me live on the program is our senior business correspondent, Sumit Chaturvedi. Sumit, stocks are trading in red and also Sensex is down. What exactly is happening?
Well, absolutely. The overall, we can say that crash in US markets last night has come to Indian markets, Asian markets, all of the markets. They're crashing in a big way. Dow has registered the worst decline in its history, coming down by over 1,600 points. This is the reason why other markets across the world are coming down. That's Indian markets have opened with a loss. Sensex opened with a loss of around 1,200 points. Nifty also down. Remember, for Indian markets, it'll be third day in a row when the markets are crashing in a big way. It started with Friday, when a day after budget, the markets cracked on LTCG and a lack of any big sentiment. Thereafter, yesterday also, they continued to crack, and today it is a big and massive decline because of taking cue from US markets that have come down. US markets are coming down because investors, they are losing faith in bull run. That's what is leading to this kind of cracking of US markets as well. But in India, today, the Reserve Bank of India will start today Monetary Policy Committee meet. They will decide whether to go for interest rate hikes or not. Well, that's one factor to be watched out for overall in the Indian markets. But it looks like Indian markets will continue to bleed for some more time today before the profit booking happens and they recover, as happened yesterday, where they opened lower by 400 points. But when the recovery happened throughout the day, well, by the time they closed, they were down by just 300 points. That's what is likely to happen today as well, Jessica.
Right, Sumit, and since this is the third day, is there anything that, in fact, the investors and the people of the country need to worry about, or what kind of impact, in fact, will this have? Or will this be healed soon and there's nothing really to worry about, because since this is sort of a domino effect coming in from the United States today?
Well, it's a blessing in disguise also, Jessica, because investors can buy good stocks. Remember, the markets have gone up on these heights in a span of very short period of time, which didn't allow investors to buy stocks. Now, investors who want to enter the market, this could be a good time because the markets have finally seen the correction we all were anticipating since long time. So it's a blessing in disguise for those who wants to invest in market. For others who were really sitting on their gains and couldn't sell, yeah, for them it's a bad news.
Right, Sumit, and in fact, people like me would be worried, of course, as you said, blessing in disguise. Is it time for me to invest and buy some more stocks up here, because they're all trading in red, and a good time to buy perhaps and sell them off later?
Well, the stock with the fundamentals, with having good fundamentals, like some auto stock, real estate stocks and banking stocks, they can be bought into, because at these level, when they come down, really the overall attractiveness, there is attractiveness in these stocks, and there could be some more buying happening in these stocks because valuation of these stocks had run very high. So investors can, go and pay their losses, or we can say that buy more stocks and make their overall average price of stock better. That is the time to enter the stock market as well for many investors who couldn't enter the markets earlier, and they were feeling that they had missed the bus.
So a bit good for the investors, but who's losing this battle here because of the third day, the crash of the markets? Who's losing the battle here, and how are they being impacted, or do you see a possible recovery soon?
Well, one way to see this, Jessica, is that in a way the markets were going up in a big way also. So there were speculations that a bubble is getting created. This can burst anytime, though we can't say that this bubble has burst now. But yes, correction was long overdue because these high levels, correction can come anytime. This time it was triggered first by long-term capital gains tax that was announced in budget, but that was just the starting point. And now the fall has been supported by the global markets that are coming down every day. Remember, it's not only Indian markets, it's not the Indian saga, it's the saga worldwide. Global markets are coming down, and based on that, Indian markets, they are not aloof from that, and thereafter they are also coming down heavily.
Right, Sumit, and which sectors do you think would be highly affected by this?
Well, it's across the board. We can see that across the board fall is happening. The fundamentals are not. When the market crumbles, it brings down all the big stocks, because when it goes up, yes, many of the stocks, they gain as well. This time it's coming down, and it's bringing down with it the overall gains that were registered over the last few weeks. Remember, markets were adding 1,000 points within days also, 35,000 to 36,000. That happened within a matter of few days. And this time the markets are coming down. That's happening in the matter of few minutes, I would say that.
And Sumit, looking at how this is going about, what would your advice be, particularly to the viewers who are watching it? Should they be cautious, or should they be worried? Or do you think the situation will fade away soon?
Well, it looks like markets will come down further, so they should wait for or go to their advisors and take advice, professional advice, before entering the markets. Later on, the stocks can correct as well. They could further go up. So it's a good time to make the money, especially in the stocks which have very good fundamentals, which are not, we can say that, penny stocks, or which are not without any base. So good stocks can always be bought into. This kind of crash in the market can bring those stocks within the reach of investors. So these stocks can easily be bought into. That would be my advice.
All right, thank you so much for the advice and analysis on this particular breaking news coming in. Hope the markets recover soon. Thank you for joining us on the program.